Yeah, the movie was good. And I'm surprised to be saying that, because I went into this movie a little Scrooge-esque, a little bah humbugging, because from the first trailer, I thought, like, yeah, this could be entertaining, but, the last big screen Predator film, Predator 2018, was unbelievably horrible. That was complete dog shit, but I will always defend this. I think Predator 2018 is one of the more fun bad movies we've had in a long time. It is such a piece of trash in all of the right ways that it loops around to being entertaining. So bad, it's good. It is a film where the predator species is harvesting the best DNA from all of the other species they hunt in order to make themselves stronger, so they splice it in to become, even stronger, to level up. And they choose humanity, and you're led to believe that they're choosing us because of our strong soldiers, but no, it turns out they're actually hunting our main character's son because he's autistic, and they want to harvest his autism to make themselves stronger. So they came to Earth to take our autism. Really entertainingly shit film. But it is, at its core, a shit film. So Predator Badlands, I didn't have the highest hopes for, especially considering I didn't like the new design of our main character here, Deck. I also didn't love the idea of the Predator being the good guy. Like, how can you really spin that in a way where you give a fuck? But in the context of the film, his look really works because he is the runt of his clan. And he is, like, about to be called because he is weak. And they're insulting him, this and that. So him looking so different from all the other Predators does make sense in the context of the film. And it works, and you buy into it. And I also really think that they do make you care about him. Like, having him be the main character and the good guy, I'll put in quotes, it works, and it doesn't feel like super cheesy or super stupid, which I was pleasantly surprised by because, again, conceptually, I don't love the idea of taking the Yautja and making him more human throughout a hunt. I just feel like we don't need to make every single character that you ever see in film have all these human traits. I think it's very cool if they're super different from humans across the board. So, like, the idea, I don't love, but they execute it really well to the point where I thought it was really well done, and I actually enjoyed it. And you know what you will enjoy is some canned goof juice, baby. That's right. Gamer Sups is back with some canned goof juice, this time sugar-free. It's available right now, so go get some sugar-free goof juice in a can, baby. What I will say gets a little cattywampus, though, is the humor. So you can see from the trailer, he does team up with a synth. It's Elle Fanning's character, Thea, and the two of them basically form a little tag team in order for him to complete his task. And they actually banter occasionally. Like, I wouldn't quite say it's MCU humor, but it's just like little jokes and goofs here. Which I do think is a little weird because, I don't know, I feel like the Yautja probably wouldn't be so chummy while on this sacred hunt after everything that Deck had been through. I don't think he would be such an open book, ready to just start, like, joking and, like, nudging a friend here. It just feels a little odd. I don't even think it's, like, poorly done or anything, but I just think that's a little, a little much. Another thing that I was pretty concerned with is that this is PG-13, which I didn't know until I got to the theater. And watching the film, it doesn't feel like a PG-13 movie because there is so much gore, dismemberment, and death and destruction, but it's synths. So, and I'm going to avoid spoilers for now, we'll get into spoilers in a moment. A lot of other synths are there doing research on this planet where Deck is on his hunt. So he's killing a lot of, like, aliens and stuff, but it's not red blood, it's like Covenant blood from Halo. You got all kinds of different colored blood, yellow and shit, and the synths, of course, aren't red blood. So even though the kills are really gruesome with, like, heads being collapsed, impaled, ripped off, like entire spines getting ripped off, there's never any blood, so it's able to get away with a PG-13 rating, I guess, which is cool. I mean, I'm still glad that it's so gruesome, but I will say, it does make it feel a little weird because since they are synths, you're expecting them to be smart. But all the synths, aside from a couple, are actual fucking idiots. Which to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense because why are these robots so dumb? And, like, they even show fear sometimes. Like just random grunts, and I don't think they were, supposed to have that emotion there. Like, I understand there are some synths in the universe that do, but here, like, just random ones. Like, they're all really dumb. And I just don't think that computes here, because why would they all be so bad at, like, deducing the most basic things? Like, there's actually a scene here where they go undercover to try and, stealthily break through enemy lines here, and the synth even stops one of them and actually falls victim to, like, a Jedi mind trick. Except I'm being very generous with that. It is literally, they're just telling a very comical lie to the synth's face, and he's believing it. And they eventually get the leg up on him because of it. So, like, why are they synths when they are this stupid? The only reason is so they can get away with a PG-13 rating and still have a ton of blood and gore. It's just, when you stop and think about it, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense why all of them are so dumb. They're robots. And I know it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is just a little weird. Unless these are like fucking first generation Roombas or something, just like throwaway dumb idiot bots that they brought to this planet for an extremely crucial mission. But yeah, if you were worried about this movie being like really watered down because of its rating, I don't think that's really a fear you need to have going into it. I think they do a really good job with the action. In fact, I think the vast majority of this movie is action sequences. He's either hunting creatures on this planet, being hunted himself, or killing synths. So there is pretty much non-stop action happening, and I think it's all really, really cool. Like, they didn't pull any punches, even though it is a PG-13 rated film. So I thought they crushed it in that department. Now, before wrapping it up, I want to briefly get into some spoilers to talk about some other stuff I thought was really cool, but it is a spoiler, so here's a spoiler warning. I really liked Thea, and I really liked seeing more of the Yautja culture. I thought it was very cool to see the Yautja home planet and seeing Dek fight against other Yautja. So him versus father at the very end, I think, was super hype, where he, easily, well, not, I guess I won't say easily, but he overpowers the Royal Guard. I'm assuming they're the Royal Guard, considering they're his father's right-hand men. And the way that he evolved after his time on the most dangerous planet we've seen yet, the Death Planet Jenna, was very cool. And then his showdown with his father that mirrored what happened to his brother, basically. And then he says, I have my own clan, I think was a really fun conclusion. And the way they set up for a further Predator film was very hype with his mother showing up. I thought that was so fucking cool, and I think they did a great job with the action. And I really liked the Yautja, and I'd love to see more from it. And I also, like I said, like Thea. I think Thea was a very cool character to see in here as well, where she was able to kind of humanize, is probably not the right word, but help Dek see that maybe not everything he'd been taught about the Yautja is the only way to live. Maybe there's more to it than just hunting alone. Maybe it's worth hunting in a pack like wolves and protecting instead of just killing, that kind of thing, which I know can be very cliche, but I think it works really well in this film. So I liked it a lot. I liked it significantly more than I expected. I think it's very hype, and I do hope there is a follow-up to it. Hopefully there is a sequel where we see more of Dek and more of Thea and more of Bud. I think it was very fun. So anyway, it was a good movie. That's about it. So, yeah.